Last time we made a road trip, I broke my foot.
You broke your foot?
Approximately 24 hours after you saw us in Nashville, I fell.
Stop.
And she wasn't even drinking yet.
Sucks. Oh no. She wasn't even drinking yet. So, how did you break your foot?
We're just walking up the street, on Broadway, mind you, so there's lots of things to avoid on Broadway.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I just like rolled it or I tripped on something, but all of a sudden I was on the ground looking at.
Well, I was walking, and then the next time I looked over, Jenna was gone. She was on the ground.
No, that's
And I went to get up.
so rough for summertime and all the festivals.
So here's the thing though, I got a boot, it was dramatic. I got home, went to Emerge, and they were like, you don't need a boot, it's barely broken. And I was like,
Oh.
So I've been lugging my leg around at twice the weight, basically. It was so heavy. Anyways, that's what happened to me while we were in Nashville.
Wow.
On the front porch. On the front porch.
Welcome back. Nous sommes sur le front porch.
Oui.
Oui.
This week on the porch, we have Quebec country artist, right from Montreal, Trudy, join us.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be trying to speak French.
Nope.
Trudy is a finalist in the SiriusXM Top of the Country, where they will be performing just in a few weeks at Country Music Week in Edmonton.
Yeah,
Time flies when your summer is full of festivals. Holy smokes.
it's true. We talked about her experience in France, her experience with The Voice, in France as well. And we talked about SiriusXM, like you said. We talked about performing at Lasso, the country music scene in Montreal. We covered a lot.
We did. We also talked about her first trip to Nashville and her dreams coming true when she got to play there this summer. We did cover a lot of ground. She also has brand new music coming out very soon,
And we had a whole talk about Taylor Swift, of course.
as expected.
Well, Jenna and Trudy had to talk about Taylor Swift. I tapped out.
You promptly exited the conversation, yes. And then we talked about Les Bottes Yeehaw.
Oui. Voilà notre conversation avec Trudy.
Do.
Do.
Welcome to the porch, Trudy. We jumped
Thank
in
you.
quite early just because we were busy catching up, but welcome to our virtual front porch.
I'm so happy to be on the porch with you guys.
We,
Sur le porch.
Okay.
Sur le front porch.
Sur le
right.
front porch.
How do you say yeehaw en français?
Yeehaw.
Really?
That's what I said.
Totally, yeah. Some Quebecers are gonna more like yeehaw, but yeehaw, yeah. I think I've always said it that way. Yeehaw, yeah, totally.
What about like cowboy boots? Because
Yeah.
I called them les bottes yeehaw.
but the cowboy? But I like you, but yeehaw. I might steal that from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were talking downstairs, like, oh my gosh, we should do a funny thing where, like a trend for TikTok, where asking the Anglo what exactly these things are in French, and then putting it in sparkles, being like, les bottes yeehaw.
Totally, you guys should do that, like Quebec country slang when you're out at the festival that you're going to.
Well, yeah, it's like, so you just alluded to it. We're heading to Quebec to a festival, and we're coming up with content ideas because Jenna knows no French, and I do.
Yeah,
So-
because you're from Ottawa, right?
Yeah.
You live in Ottawa? Or are you from
I'm
there?
I'm from Ottawa, born and
Yeah.
raised, went to French school. When I was a kid, I had a French accent.
Amazing. Okay.
My parents don't speak French, and they were like, "Whose kid is this?"
Love that.
And then I got kicked out of French school because my English was too bad.
Stop.
Yeah, there was like a year where I just didn't talk because I didn't know how.
And now do you speak for English, or you only
I think
speak
everyone in Ottawa kind of speaks Franglish. Like
Yeah.
if you don't know what the word is, just say it in English with a French accent.
guilty of that? Yeah, totally.
Yeah, but
But
admittedly,
the
I have.
opposite. Yeah.
Yeah. Admittedly, I have lost a bit of my French just because I haven't practiced, but
Yeah.
I can understand it and I can read it almost better than I can English. But then I get shy to speak it.
We're gonna find out how good his French is.
I
when
can't
we hit
wait.
that border.
And I can't wait to see that content. But yeah.
Make sure you're available that weekend because I might be calling you to be like, how do I say
Totally.
this?
I'll be your
Okay.
private translator. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
Private translator.
Trudy,
On tap.
country artist and private translator.
Yes, exactly. Love that.
Okay, let's talk about you, because that's why we're here. I think we should do that. Why don't you introduce yourself to our listeners? Mind you, you're a listener recently. You caught up on some
Yeah.
episodes too.
Totally.
Why don't you tell us about Trudy, what she's been up to, how she got into music, and then you can tell everybody your level of
Yeah.
Swiftie.
Well, I'm a French Canadian from Montreal, and I'm a singer songwriter. I released my debut EP last year called Go Solo, and music has always been my passion. I started taking singing lessons at the age of 8 years old, and I just kind of pursued all of the rest of my studies in music as well. Studied in jazz music. Went to Nashville for the first time at the age of 18 years old and discovered that whole universe that I had no clue about. I did grow up on some country music, but I didn't know about Music City at all until that very first trip, and promised myself that I would work really, really hard to hopefully get back there one day to perform, which happened recently, which was completely amazing. And yeah, ever since this whole top of the country thing, it's been a bit of a whirlwind. I'm super excited. I'm also nominated in 4 categories for Quebec's version of kind of the Canadian Country Awards.
Okay,
Called the
that's
Gala
cool.
Country. Yeah, so that's really awesome as well. And a bunch of fun festivals here this summer as well. So performing and having a ball, having the best summer ever because the temperature's on our side as well. So that's been great.
Frig, yeah, we need to keep that going for when we get there.
Totally. Yeah.
So you talked about growing up and having some country in your life.
Yeah.
What-
a lot of
what were
country,
s-
actually.
What were some of the artists that really inspired you the most?
Well, my first concert ever at the age of 5, I believe, at the Bell Center was Shania Twain. So Shania Twain was definitely a huge influence when I was younger. My mom listened to a lot of like Faith Hill, Martina McBride. My father grew up on Johnny Cash. And yeah, there was always Dolly Parton, always country around the house. My parents are just music lovers in general, though. They listen to like all types of genres. But my mom would often help me pick like what songs to sing at singing competitions. And she would always gravitate towards country or jazz. She felt like my voice suited those 2 genres well. And what really made me want to dive in even deeper is when I discovered Casey Musgraves. She kind of opened up a whole new like genre of country for me from the very beginning. Same Trailer, Different Park, all the way to like Golden Hour for me is like one of my favorite albums ever. So I was
So
super
good.
inspired by that. Yeah, so good by that kind of like dreamy. It's kind of a country that fits in multiple boxes, and I feel like I have that as well. Like it's a bit folk, it's a bit pop, but there's still definitely that underlying strong country influence. And yeah, so that's pretty much my musical journey.
What's your favorite Casey Musgrave song?
Ooh, that's
We need to
way
talk about it.
too hard. For sure probably one on Golden Hour. Which one though? Slow Burn maybe.
I was gonna. That's my favorite song.
Yeah, it might be
I
like my
love it.
favorite song ever. To that
It's
extent.
so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I'm always, every
I got to
time.
say-
Yeah. What's yours?
Go ahead. I don't know. I'm thinking about that, but it just
Hard.
made me think of, I got to see Casey when she opened for Harry Styles, and they sang "You're Still the One" together, and it was
What?
flipping iconic.
Where was that?
It was in Toronto
Wow.
in 2018.
Oh yeah, I saw that show as well in Montreal. The Golden
was-
Hour. But she was opening for Harry Styles.
She was
wow.
opening for Harry Styles, and I remember it was funny because like both of them playing there now cost so much money, but my friend and I got tickets for under $100 for that show.
Same over
Like,
here. So I went to
iconic.
go see her Golden Hour like show, and it was at M Telus, and it was relatively like cheap tickets. And now she's gonna be at Place Belle, and it's so incredible to see like skyrocketing.
She's such a freaking icon. I saw Noah Khan last fall.
Stop! I love him so much. He's like out of Montreal right now.
I didn't deserve to be there. I will say, like, I was the one person in the crowd. Like, I hadn't listened to him. I wasn't like a fan at that time. I was like, for sure I'll go with my friend, but everybody was singing every word, and I was like, yee.
I remember that day, like, because we were going to do something, I can't remember. But she was like, oh, no, I'm going to this show, some Noah guy.
He's the freaking
Dumb.
best. He's the real
She didn't
deal.
deserve to go to that show.
But the opener, I was so excited once I heard them. They were
Oh, yeah.
amazing. It was frickin' Rustin Kelly. which is Casey Musgrave's ex-husband. And I was like,
I love him too. So good.
it's
I
hard.
love the music. Yeah, that's hard.
I
That's
know.
rough. Oh man.
I know. I was like,
Dark
this
cross.
is beautiful. Team Casey.
Yeah. Wow, wow, wow. What a show. What a night.
It was.
Yeah.
It was straight after the CCMAs too, so I was still like desperately hungover and I'm like just feeling terrible. That's not what I'm aiming for this year by any means. This year I'm aiming for
Ah,
more chill vibes than last year.
love it though.
It's the worst. Have you been to the CCMAs before?
Never. So excited.
Oh my god!
Are you coming? Oh yeah, of course you're coming.
Your
Duh.
first is gonna be in friggin' Edmonton. Wow.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I've never been there at all, so it's gonna be brand
Neither
new.
have I.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, the last year, I just feel like I keep getting myself into situations that are just like totally out of my comfort zone and brand new, which is great. It's growth, and it's been so much fun. Yeah, I can't wait for September.
Yeah, it's been a wild year for you. I mean, it started almost a year ago now, where you were at the Boots and Hearts Emerging Artist Showcase.
Yeah,
That's
then-
where we first met.
That's where we first met, like a whole year ago.
Yeah.
totally. And I had no idea what I was getting myself into, which I love. Now I look at it back with retrospect, and I'm like, wow, like all the things that have happened in the last year and how I would have done things differently. Yeah,
Hindsight is always 20/20 though. You never know.
totally. Yeah, true.
That was a fun little day.
Yeah, so you had
It
the Boots and
was.
Hearts Emerging Artist Showcase.
Yeah.
And then, what was it, a few months later, or, the Sirius XM Top of the Country, finalists were announced,
Yeah.
or semi-finalists, and you were part of that. What was all that experience like?
Honestly, it's been the highlight of my year. It's been so much fun. I was just so happy to be a semi-finalist and to have made it to top 3. Like the opportunities that they have given us, they have blessed us with, it's out of this world. Like our trip to Nashville, it was such a dream, filled with so much enrichment. And I don't know if we would have ever had access to that on our own. Maybe like with many, many years of hard work. And to just have access to those people, this program has just been the best to all 3 of us. And I also love my 2 other finalists. They kind of have become friends. I don't really feel like this competitiveness. I feel like more friendship. And they're going to be in my hometown soon, and I'm so excited to show them around.
Are you gonna show them the route, like show them the ropes?
Really? Yes. I want to show them all the good stuff that Montreal has to offer for sure.
I would venture to say neither of them is French speaking either. So
I know. They're going to need me there as a translator for sure.
was thinking you could tell them
Another time you're the personal translator.
Exactly.
You got to start charging for this.
I think you should teach them a funny little saying that they're not sure exactly what it means.
Totally. And have them say it on stage.
Say it around to the
It's
yeah.
Welcome, hi. And no, I'd never do that. But that'd be great for content, though.
That would be great for content.
Yeah.
You can't have any art ideas though,
Right.
because you'll be able to do it first.
What? Sorry, I didn't get that.
I said you can't use our content ideas though.
No.
You'll be able to do it
Yeehaw
first.
Is your trademark? Yeah.
Have you done lasso before?
I've done it last year. Yeah.
Last year? Yeah.
Last year, it was so much fun. It was the best day of my entire summer. It was the best. I was the same day as Chris Stapleton, just to have like my name there next to. Yeah, it was such a dreamy day, and the whole artist world as well is just completely insane. I've never seen anything like it. The artists
So
are
I've
treated.
heard.
It's insane. The food is incredible. There was even like a little barber section where all my bandmates got like their hair and their beard, and it's called the artist world, and that's what it literally is. It's so much fun. It's the best. I've never seen anything like it.
Can you tell us more about it, or is that like a backstage secret?
No, I don't think it's a backstage secret. I feel like we're kind of recognized for that. I feel like a lot of artists, like even because it's on the same grounds as like Oshiaga and other
Yeah.
festivals as well. And apparently we're kind of recognized for that in Montreal, to have like an awesome artist world. And I confirm, after being in it, it was incredible. I was not expecting that whatsoever at all.
So I think any festival that serves Aperol Spritz is like top of my list, and
They had everything. They had like a barista bar, cocktail, like anything you can imagine, all sorts, like all the varieties of foods that you can imagine. Like I was completely mind blown by it all. It was really
that
impressive.
is so fun. We haven't been yet, and that's on the list for like next year.
We want to go next
You have
year.
to come. Oh, you have to come.
Well, we wanted to go this year, but that didn't happen.
Right? You guys should come out. Where are you guys going to be? What's the excuse?
The excuse,
I'm free that weekend.
What? You guys need to come out. It's gonna be so much fun. Honestly, Lasso's the best, and it's only like the 3rd edition, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
And
the third year.
It's incredible. Like people come out, and I'm so proud of like my city because I feel like we've needed this in Montreal for such a long time. You know, I can't believe that it's kind of like our first platform for the country community to have that.
Why
in,
do you
like,
think that is?
I don't know, because the thing is, so for some reason, like country in Montreal hasn't really been a thing for that long. However, in Quebec, country's huge and we have so many different country festivals. So I don't know what took them so long, but also I feel like in the last couple of years, like country has kind of become trendy, and that's awesome to see because I feel like all kinds of universes are like crossing over and people really, really show up. So I think people are like, oh, okay, yeah, there's
Yeah,
a lot
you're
of
onto
people over
something
here that
here.
enjoy
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
People
totally.
are finally getting on board.
Yeah, yeah. Crazy.
It's so interesting.
It's so
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
We've talked to a few folks from Quebec, and we're always like, "What do you think it is?" And like, well, I mean, it's always been here.
Totally. Well, in Quebec, yes. Like
Yeah.
the city of Montreal, I feel like people would definitely say, I don't know how to say this word in English actually, but like that it was a bit kitten. How do you say that? Like cheesy almost? Like people would almost kind of make fun of me for liking that genre so much. Yeah. But not now. Not at all. It's even
now
the
it's
opposite
cool.
now. Yeah.
That's so interesting.
And it's cool to see that the rest of the country is starting to like pick up on the Quebec music scene too.
Absolutely, because we have our own little thing going on, and yeah, it's super important for me to. That's why I'm so happy to be a part of things like the Boots and Hearts Emerging Showcase and Sirius XM because it's kind of opened up all of these doors, and I feel like that's really important, and it's kind of my dream because in Quebec it's this very like it's beautiful. We have our whole universe and what the kind of music that I want to do, I feel like could easily cross over to other places as well. So it's kind of the dream and the plan.
Being part of the top of the country competition, you've been able to go to different parts of the country and even different parts of North America.
Yeah.
So how have you found that? Like, has it been like have people in different areas like really embraced like your music and you?
Oh, it's a game changer. It for sure, like it has opened up so many doors, so many meetings. Like to be honest, when I received this phone call, like being an independent artist, it's highs and lows, and I was definitely at like a little low in my journey, and it just kind of created this momentum, not only outside of Quebec, but even in Quebec as well. Sometimes like just having that little bit of recognition from elsewhere will get people's attention, and it really got things going for me. Ever since then, I haven't really stopped, and I've been on a bit of a whirlwind, and it's been crazy, like night and day. So yeah, they definitely opened up a bunch of doors for me. Just to be a semi-finalist and so now a finalist, it's been so much fun. I'm feeling very, very grateful for this opportunity for sure.
Why don't we go into? You say there's like definitely highs and lows.
Yeah,
So
big
what?
time.
when you're like in one of those, let's call them plateaus.
Yeah.
What are you doing to just like not quit or stay motivated? Like you just like I'm gonna do this anyways.
Yeah, well, this has been my dream for such a long time. You know, I started taking lessons at 8 and have kind of, like my whole life, I got my first record deal. I was 18 years old after I had another record deal at the age of 21 years old. I did 2 whole albums and never came out. And I just feel like every time things didn't work out, life, the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, there was always like the classic kind of a door closes and then, oops, another little door opens. And so I've had that happen to me so many times. And now I just have that faith, and I try to stay in that positive mindset that, okay, this was just not meant for me and something else is coming, and it just makes me be so much more appreciative of everything along the way. It makes me like celebrate all of the small wins, and I realize that I can't take this for granted, and it's important to work really hard, but it's hard when you're an independent artist for sure, because you have so many hats to wear, and sometimes it gets a little bit overwhelming, and sometimes, of course, I would love to have like maybe more people in my corner, but in another way, I get to really do things that are truly genuine and authentic, and I have, full control. So yeah, so there's positives and negatives for sure.
2 albums. What the hell?
Me? Oh,
2
get that. Yeah, sorry. I was like,
That just we grazed
yeah,
over
2
that.
albums.
2
Yeah,
record
yeah.
deals, 2 albums. What the
Yeah,
heck?
it's crazy.
Learning
I
experiences,
was
right?
signed in Warner. I used to be signed to Warner Canada, and then after that I was signed in France, did The Voice in France, got signed over there to Universal Mercury. I actually did a whole country thing like in Paris, which was very funny because
Cool.
France and countries not a thing, but I wanted to make it a thing. But finally things didn't work out, but it's so funny. We had done like a full album, filmed like video clips in Spain with like these dancers from Paris and their cowboy outfits, like the whole budget thing. And finally I just got shelved and it never came out. And after a certain
Oh, dang.
Isn't that
Yeah.
wild though? All of the investment of time and money, and you don't even
crazy.
that is
Yeah.
ridiculous.
And not to mention the emotional investment, too.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, like literally stopped my life for like a couple of years for this, and was also living in Paris at the time while doing back and forth, like Paris, Montreal. So yeah, so it's been like a really long journey to where I
No
am
kidding.
today, and that's why I decided to go the independent way. And actually, funny enough, when I started out this album that I released, well, the one I released last year, Go Solo, people in Montreal were telling me that it was like too country and that it wasn't, also like a lot of English things, it wasn't going to work out. And so finally that's why I decided, well, you know what, I believe in this and this truly represents me right now, and I decided to release it on my own.
Yeah. Yeehaw!
Yeehaw to that. Yes. Love it.
Wow. So, how did you end up? You did The Voice in France.
I did, yeah.
This is new
Crazy.
information too.
Yeah, it was an interesting experience. It's very, well, it's TV, you know. I was expecting it to be a bit more of an authentic experience, like your coach is not really your coach, you got another coach and all that stuff. So that was like kind of a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting all of that, but you know, it made me get seen and heard for sure by all of the by all of the big labels over there, and I got signed after that, and I had a really fun record. It was an awesome experience, even though things didn't work out. Like I learned a lot and I had a ball. So
What made you want to do the, like, did you audition or did they approach you? How did you end up in France to do this? Because, like,
So I was actually supposed to participate here, and they approached me over there, and I was really debating because over here, I think you have like 2 rounds before getting to the blinds, but over there the process is so much longer to get to the blinds. So it kind of took a gamble because I wasn't, you know, I didn't have my place to the blinds assured as I did here. But yeah, I figured, why not? This is a cool opportunity, and if I want to redo it in Quebec one day, I could, you know, finally.
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think that I would, just because I wasn't a super big fan of my experience, but I feel like you've got to just put yourself out there and be seen and heard as
Yeah.
much as possible. Not everybody has those connections. I didn't have any, and every time that I've put myself out there, at the end of the day, a door opens and it's worth it. So yeah.
And a great experience to go to France.
Oh yeah, so much fun, so beautiful.
Who were we talking to? There was an artist who said, yeah, I randomly get...
Dan Davidson.
Dan Davidson. He was like, I get a lot of, like,
He plays festivals in France.
he plays festivals in France.
Oh,
He, like,
Yay, awesome.
yeah.
Like, they
that.
they have him come over and to do... What is it?
I don't know. It was, he was talking about, I remember him talking about festivals in France. Like, there's, because we called his episode A Funny Little French Market.
I love that. That's so cute.
And it was
It is a
because
funny
we were
little,
talking about
well,
this-
over there is a funny big market.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So weird. Okay, so you've done The Voice France.
Yeah.
We've had...
Lavoie.
We've had a couple
La
of
Voix.
folks do La Voix Quebec.
Actually, it's not La Voix in France, it's The Voice.
The Voice.
Yes, because they don't translate things. We translate things over here. They just say it with a French
Oh.
accent. The
Cool.
Voice. Yeah.
The Voice.
So it's not totally wrong
Yes,
just to say English
exactly
words with a
like
French
that.
accent.
I'm sorry. I'm
Jenna,
sorry.
we are on the front porch. Talk about the voice.
The Voice.
J'adore.
I know what that means. But we've had you're on The Voice
Yeah.
France. We've had a
France.
couple of folks from Quebec. We've had one from who did The Voice US, and we've had
Brittany.
and then we've had
Yes.
one do The Voice Germany.
No way.
Who?
Mark.
Oh yeah, Mark Ledlin
That's
Oh,
so funny.
cool.
Like, we're just collecting Voice alumni on this
I love that.
on this podcast.
Well, it's totally a way
The
to
Voice
put
should
yourself
sponsor
out there.
us.
Well, yeah, it totally is.
Yeah. I feel like it's important
We're,
at the beginning.
we're an unofficial voice podcast.
The
No, that's
Voice.
so interesting. Okay, so you lived in France while you recorded an album and did
Yeah.
all this fun promo, and that we'll unfortunately never see, but it was probably extremely cool. Like, what else did you do when you were in France? Like, where were you living? What was the coolest places?
Yeah, well, it was really, I mean, I think the coolest part was that everything was like financed by Universal. So that was a pretty crazy experience. That
Take
they
it
put,
and run, baby.
Right, they put so much money into it, and for it never to be released is like mind-blowing to me. But I was super grateful for the opportunity. I had so much fun. I mean, obviously I was working a lot. I did, a whole album over there. However, I'm not mad that it never came out because I don't think it truly represented me. The way that it was produced was very much like this pop country that I wasn't a super fan of. So I
Fair.
like what I'm doing. I like the way that my material is produced so much more today than it was back then.
Good.
So in a way, I'm happy it's not out there.
It's almost like you had these opportunities really young,
Yeah.
but you still got the chance to like wait till you were like a mature artist and knew what you wanted to say before people actually heard what you wanted to say.
Yeah, I used
Like
to be
there's-
like sad about that, but today I can say that I'm actually really, really grateful for it. Yeah. 'Cause
Yeah.
Now I look back and I'm like, ooh, that was cringe.
And like
Very
if they
glad
had
nobody
released
heard it.
that, yeah, and if they had released that, they wouldn't take it down for you. You'd have to let it sit
Absolutely.
there. I love, you know,
Yeah.
there's so many positives that come out of these things. You've also just lived all of these lives that we're just learning about now. So like, wow,
Totally. Yeah.
what the heck?
It's been a journey. I feel like all of us have like some stories that, you know, it's a hustle. And at the end of the day, I feel like my story is unique, but at the same time, it's a common thing. I feel like it happens for a lot of people to be picked up by labels and they're shelved and they're dropped. And yeah. It's kind
Oh
of
yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
You are, if nothing else, resilient, and you are much more than that, obviously. But what a skill to unfortunately.
But it's
manage.
true. It does make you develop your perseverance and resilience for sure. Yeah. And I think it's
Yeah.
an important quality to have in the music
100%.
industry. Yeah.
Especially as an artist.
Especially. For sure. For sure.
That is so wild. I'm so happy we are sitting down because there's so many things we didn't know about you. What
I
we
know.
do know about you, what I had to remind Logan of about you, is that you are a Swiftie.
Oh, I am a total Swiftie. Oh, yeah, yeah. And I'm going to the Eras Tour. I still cannot believe it. I thought I told you that. In November in Toronto. I'm so excited. I have like the worst seats. I'm really, really up there. But just the fact
cares?
that I'm going to be able to, you know, breathe the air and feel the energy of the crowd as well.
Do you have your friendship bracelets? Are you making them already or what?
Okay, I'm not that intense. But I love people that are. I'm with people that are probably, well, one of them is the true Swiftie. I mean, I'm a true Swiftie, but I'm gonna have a cute little outfit, but I don't think I'm gonna take.
Are you gonna dress? What era are you gonna dress as? Do you
I have
think?
no clue. I don't have an outfit yet, so.
Are people dressing as the Tortured Poets department since it's the newest one? Do we think that is that something people are considering, or we don't know?
You know what? I don't
I'm
feel
checking
like
out.
I've seen that. Are you not a Swiftie, Logan?
No, I'm
No?
just kidding. I don't want people to yell at me.
No, I mean everybody's entitled to their opinion.
I really appreciate Taylor Swift
Mm-hmm.
and what she's done for the industry and what she's done for her career. I think she's very impressive and very smart and, yes, a genius.
Yeah.
I'm not really her market, though.
Right.
Like, her music's not written for me.
Yeah, totally.
There are songs that I love and some where I'm like, okay.
There's definitely
Yeah.
Taylor Swift for everybody because
There is.
I haven't kept up with her life until she re-released Speak Now, and then I was like, now I'm back. What's going on?
So you're an OG from the beginning. I can't wait for like the re-release of Debut, honestly. I'm pumped for that.
Yeah! Oh
Yeah.
my freaking god. I remember laying on the flipping couch listening to Teardrops on my guitar like 10 times in a row. Just being like, "Ugh, Drew!
Totally. Like she was
My
a really
13-year-old problems are so real.
I was not 13 yet. I was so young.
Oh my god, I don't want to know how young you were.
I don't want to know.
I'm
No, you
scared.
don't want to know.
Right? I probably don't want to know.
She makes me feel old every day.
Stop.
Yeah, no. That came out in like 2006 or 7 or 8 at the most.
Yeah, I think so. In that
I was
area.
in
for
university.
Were you?
Yeah, just starting.
Teardrops.
Yeah, I was in high school when Teardrops came out, and I was just
Great.
like, wow, this girl is legit like almost my age, and she's already out there like doing like it's impressive. She's been around for so long. I think the longevity of her career as well is what has been so impressive, and the capability of like reinventing herself over and over again and staying super relevant throughout the years. Yeah.
It's phenomenal. It's like nobody else has ever done that.
Nobody. I don't know if anybody else will ever be able. Did you guys know that like nowadays in all the recording contracts, apparently it's written like that you're not allowed to re-record. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So.
Like,
You
that's
just
why I
lawyer
say.
up and get that taken out.
That's why I say, like, she has changed the industry.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild.
Now,
beautiful.
I will say, if I could go get a ticket to go see her show, I would go.
Yeah, I feel like it's a once in a lifetime. I mean, we're going to be talking about this tour for a very long time. So I was like, I have to figure out a way to get my hand on a ticket. It was something else. I got everybody like on that. I worked very, very hard. And out of all of the people, like we were literally like 50 people, we got one code. And when I'm saying that, I mean like my parent, like all the people that didn't want to go, I was like, you have to do this for me. Like I just need one code.
I need one
Got
thing
it.
from you ever.
Yeah, exactly.
That is so funny. That is so funny.
Yeah.
No, I'm a speak now girl, but
I love all those beginning, like the beginning country era. I'm a huge, with the curly hair and the beautiful makeup. It was a vibe for sure. Yeah. Love
and
it.
those old CMT music videos are just the worst quality ever, and just love them so much.
I love it
so.
too. Yes. Nostalgic.
It's wild. It is absolutely wild. Have you watched Miss Americana?
I have. Who hasn't? I mean, well, okay. Logan hasn't.
I haven't.
I'm sorry. But as a Swiftie, I mean, I feel like we've all seen it. Yeah, I'm just excited for there to be like another version of it for like this tour that she's doing.
Yeah.
I love, obviously, being able to watch the tour on Disney Plus, but I'm like, I want the behind the scenes. I want the same kind of
Literally.
thing as Miss Americana. I'm so curious to know how she prepares herself. I don't understand how somebody does that. Honestly, sings for 3 hours straight every single night all around the world. I'm like, does she have access to some crazy multivitamins that are unheard of? Because she like never cancels shows. She's never sick.
No,
It's crazy.
no.
She probably has, like, her tour bus is probably, like, the
A
most.
pharmacy?
Well, like, just, like, it's probably just one giant steam room. Just, like,
Right?
hydrating her vocal cords the entire time.
It's probably beautiful. Just a sauna on board.
But she seems to not like stop. Like she seems, from an outsider's perspective, to keep her life going. You know, like for Céline, for example, Céline Dion, like we know that she would stay like for days in silence and all of these things to prepare herself to go on these tours. And I'm curious to see if Taylor does any of that.
I could never do that.
No,
I could never
you're-
stay silent for that long in my life.
But when you win, I think that if you win your life with your voice, it's a different situation, though. It's not that you want to; it's kind of that you have to.
I guess you're right.
That's why you
I've already-
can't sing, because you wouldn't be able to shut up for that long. It was there. I was baking around the joke. I was like, I'm gonna be able to say it. But somewhere along there, I'm gonna be able to call you a yapper.
I can sing. Just
We
not
wanna hear it.
for, just
Sing
not
the-
for people.
Sing the jingle. Sing the jingle.
On the front porch.
That's right.
Do-do-do-do-do.
On the front porch.
Oh, he's on key. Tout est beau.
So
Yeah.
so many remixes of that. That
Oh,
will
really?
nobody will ever hear because they're bad.
Stop.
It's so funny.
I love it.
It's so funny. We have another spoiler podcast starting and
No
ending.
way.
It's just like a limited series thing, and we have another
Oh, cool.
jingle, and it's not quite as like jingly, but it's pretty like you bop to it.
It's fun.
It's so fun.
Amazing. Love that. Can't wait to hear this new
We
podcast.
don't know when it's gonna come out yet, though.
Exciting.
Soon.
Cool. You guys go.
Yeah, that's what we have going on. What do you
I'll-
have going on?
I'll be listening for sure. So I actually have new music coming out soon, which I'm super excited about. I feel like it's the best stuff that I've written. And so, yeah, I think my very first single of the batch, I'm going to be releasing like beginning of September. So I'm super excited for that.
Smart,
And-
right before your top of the country performance. Smart.
Exactly. I try to see the Swiftie in me tries to be a businesswoman.
Strategic.
I'm not the best businesswoman. I have to say that is something that I have to learn and work at every single day. But yeah, so I have new music. I have Lasso coming up. I have Le Gala Country here in Quebec as well, where I'll be performing at as well, which is at MTLUS, which is going to be
what
so
are you
much fun.
nominated for? You have 4 nominations, you said?
Yes, so Album of the Year, Artist of the Year, Discovery. Is that the way that I would say that? Découverte de l'année, Discovery of the Year.
Yeah.
And Prix du Public, so like people.
Like the fans'
Voice
choice kind of
Award.
thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Fans' choice, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
Hey, that's so exciting.
yeah.
When is that?
freaking out. That's in October, like after CCMA.
Wow, you're.
Is it in Montreal?
It is in Montreal.
I kinda
Please
wanna
come.
go. I
Yes,
kinda
you
wanna
guys
go.
should come. It's gonna be so fun. There's gonna be
When?
awesome performances. It's
October.
on. Is it on the? I don't want to. I think it. Oh, it's in October, but I can't remember when. I need to go check it out. I feel like it's I know that it's written on my Spotify, so I'm going there right now.
It's on your Spotify. Perfect.
Yeah, because oh wait, now there's Lasso. It's on the 24th of October. MTLIS.
24th of October.
I kind of want to go.
Fun. Wow, so your high doesn't actually end at
Exactly.
CCMA. That's
Yeah,
where
and then
the high ends for the year for me, basically. So that's sweet. You get to keep going.
It is, and I'm also going to be capitalizing on Yala Country to also release and perform new music, which is going to be really
Nice.
fun. I'm really excited about it. Yeah.
That's the best. How are you feeling about this new music? You said it's the best you've ever written. Like, are you just excited to get it into the world?
I'm so excited because when I released my first album, it was an album that, you know, I had finished for like 3 years. So I feel like I've written a lot of different things from that time where I really did not know, like, you don't know what you're getting yourself into as an independent artist for the first time when you kind of have to do everything yourself. And so I just feel so much more prepared as well for everything that's to come. I understand all the things better, the algorithms and all of that. So a lot goes into it, a lot of love, a lot of energy. And it's, yeah, all my personal stories that I can't wait to share. And happier as well, like more
Yay.
energetic. Yeah, more energetic. So that I'm excited about as well, for sure.
Well, it's a new phase of life. You gotta
New
go
era.
oh, how did I miss that?
Yeah, how did you miss
How
that?
did I miss that?
Yeah.
Call yourself a fan.
I wouldn't say a huge Swiftie by any means, but I really missed that one.
Because of you, I'll go as TTPD.
Really?
I'll be the
That's interesting.
first person ever to go.
Quite possibly.
No,
Quite
I'm kidding.
possibly.
I don't know. There must be people, but I haven't seen them as much.
Yeah, they're not like what everybody sees on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, if I get my hands on tickets, I'll be going as Speak Now, obviously, because that's just all I can.
Big, beautiful dress. That she has
Purple?
there. Yeah. Love it.
Purple? Come on. So cute.
Totally.
So freaking cute. Okay.
So before we go,
Oh.
let's touch a little bit more on the Top of the Country finale that's coming up
Yes!
in September as well. Are you
Totally.
excited, nervous, both?
Both, yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't feel nervous yet because we're not there yet, but I'm super duper excited. I'm just honestly, I almost feel like a winner just because the 3 finalists, we have these same exact opportunities. The difference between the person that wins is obviously a big, beautiful, fat check that I would love to have because that's the thing that we don't speak about. Like, music is so expensive to make. That's a whole other thing. People don't
Yeah.
realize, I think, how much like being an independent artist requires, like, financially, like you have to, yeah, you have to
Consistent
put out
investment.
a lot of
Yeah.
money. And so for sure, I mean, that would be the biggest game changer. So crossing fingers, but I'd be really happy for Robert and Zach as well. And I feel like all 3 of us have our own little thing going on, our unique, different thing. So I wonder, I'm curious to see how this all unfolds. I'm excited for us.
You're 3 very different artists.
Right? Like, it's so hard to even compare to one another because we're so different. Yeah.
I think it'll be bittersweet for us regardless of who wins because we just are personally attached to all of you in some way at this point.
I know. Even I love Zach and Robert so much. They're the best. We had so much fun in Nashville. And they're coming here so soon, so that's going to be
so
much
fun.
fun. Yeah. I'm so excited for them to see the artist world, and getting to perform at Lasso is so much fun as well. Yeah.
Stop
Incredible.
making me feel FOMO.
Yeah.
Enough.
Come.
Okay, well, we can't wait to see you. We'll see you in September. We probably won't see you at Lasso. We will not.
Oh,
make it there.
awesome. That's cool.
We will
I didn't know
see
that
you
you guys
by
were going to be there.
Oh yeah, we'll be
Yeah,
there.
every
You'll see
year.
us.
Oh, cool. Great.
We'll see you there.
For
We'll be
sure.
right in the crowd cheering you on.
Amazing. Oh, well, that's exciting.
Yeah. Okay, it was nice to catch up with you.
So nice to catch up with you guys. Take care.
Don't go yet.
I'm not going anywhere.
Thanks for listening to another episode of On The Porch with Front Porch Music. We're so lucky to be able to chat with artists and make episodes like this one. If you like the podcast, remember to rate and review us, and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. It's the easiest way to support the show. Remember to check out frontporchmusic.ca to keep up with new music releases, exclusive artist interviews, and more. We'll catch you again on The Porch in a couple of weeks. On The Porch is hosted by Logan Miller and Jenna Weiser, and produced and edited by Jason Saunders. That's me. Our theme song was written, produced, and performed by Owen Wrigley.